Hey, good morning, y'all. Good morning, good morning. So I'm just gonna turn down the music. We're waiting for our Wi-Fi to totally connect so we can get started. But you guys, grab your cup of coffee, your juice, and start grabbing a seat, and we will get started in just like a minute, okay? Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for a response so they can tell me if they can see.
it's gonna take them a little bit to get on. Can I check where I'm sitting?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, they're good.
So we can get started, but you guys, grab your cup of coffee or juice and start grabbing.
Can you angle the screen a little straighter? It should be more like that.
If you stand up, it'll chop your head off.
Not if I'm standing here. So if I stand up, I have to stand here.
Yeah.
And if I sit down, I have to sit here.
Yeah.
That's better. Okay. Let's make sure volume is up, right? Oh, I like that because now that's good. Do you mind leaving it off? That's like I like that.
Oh, okay.
Do you mind? And then do you mind sitting close by just to like be here? Go get your breakfast. And then come back. Is that good?
Sit.
I stand, I just stand here.
That's fine.
She ain't gonna get me to do that. No, that was the thing. Oh man. Girl, 9 o'clock. I'd be like this.
Just for you. And you
With the red flowers.
Girl, I give you no. Good morning, ladies. Good morning. I am here. You see your list? I know. Girl. Yeah. Don't say it's 20. Okay.
Janae, any of my tech people, Romy or Janae, can any of you come up here real quick and help me?
Thank you.
Mercy, I'm gonna have you guys take a picture right at the beginning. I'll make you get up.
But you know,
Wow. Okay, good morning. We have our internet up and then our TV isn't working, and so I'm like, we're just gonna get started, and Romy's gonna work with it. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everyone doing? Great, great, great. So, what's the theme today? Great, I'm glad you guys got it. Are you enjoying seeing all these classical red jackets? What do you think about mine? Wow. Isn't that just a work of art? This is my official DIQ scarf. It has a Mary Kay logo. It says Future Sales Director. This is my first Power Start pin that I'm wearing right here. And I also have on my Future Sales Director pin. Wait, where did it go? Oh, you can't see it because of the scarf. Hold on, I want to make sure the people of the world see it too. You see? Future Sales Director Power Start pin. And it has like an MK logo somewhere. Oh, look, there it is. Hold on, we gotta move the papelitos. You see, it says MK right there. And I told you all, it looks like a man's jacket. How many of you have heard the story about this red jacket? Yeah. I thought you guys should see it. Now you know why I wore it so few times, okay? So when I started my Mary Kay business, Daisha was a senior sales director. She had one Osprey director, but there were no red jackets in her unit. So I didn't know what a Mary Kay red jacket was. I had never seen one. And when I earned my red jacket, she said, oh, yeah, we're going to do a red jacket debut. I go, what's that? She goes, you know, we got to order your red jacket. I go, order what? She said, your red jacket. I was like, okay. And so I ordered it online. When it came in, I was like, oh my gosh, this is not what I was expecting. Like, what I wanted was a director's suit, you know? Because there was nothing but sales consultants and directors. So I had no vision for red. And then it came in, I was like, okay. I put it on, I was like, oh no. We are not wearing this thing. I don't care. I did start my business. It'll be 12 years at the end of this month. I don't care how long ago it was. This was never in style. It never looked cute. It never looked cute. So I literally said to her, I said, but Daisha, I remember walking into her, she's like, oh my gosh, you look so cute. I said, really? Like, you're just saying that to be nice, like, because I make you money or something. I don't know. I was like, really? Are you? She's like, yeah, that's really nice. I said, but what I really want is what you're wearing. She said, then hurry up, finish DIQ fast. I said, oh, I will. I will. I literally wore the jacket to, if I'm not mistaken, it was 2 meetings. Because, yeah, it was great. I went into DIQ the first week of November. And then the next week, she was at her national advance in Vegas. So there was no meeting. And then I wore it to the next meeting. And that was my 3rd week of DIQ, really 2.5 week. And then the next week was Thanksgiving week, so there was no meeting. So I literally wore it to 2 meetings. And then I was a sales director. So if anybody wants to borrow my red jacket for motivation of not being in style. I was a tomboy, but I guess I knew what cute was and what cute was not. I'll just leave it at that. Well, let's get started this morning with a word of prayer. Let's close our eyes and just get centered and bring our hearts and our minds to God. Father, thank you so much for this morning, for these incredible leaders that we have just not just here, but all over in Puerto Rico, in Georgia, in Orlando, in Louisiana, in Utah. I mean, we've just got girls all over, pretty girls all over the world, literally. And Father, I just thank you for their desire, their passion, their dreams. I pray that you would bless them, that you would open our hearts and minds to receive all that you have for us. We ask you for these things in the name of your son, Jesus. Amen. Amen. All right, so I'm going to go through just a few announcements, traditional announcements. We're going to go through our training today. Last week we talked about, we're in the conquering section of this series, and last week we talked about conquering coaching, and I gave you guys phenomenal coaching tips, and I saw some of you posted on your Voxer group what you're doing to really conquer coaching. I'm so proud of you guys. And then I'll give you guys your assignment for the week, and then we're gonna do just a little housekeeping and closing at the end, okay? Well, I really like to ask all of our sales directors to please come on up here, and Janet, bring your phone and your phone, because I think that this is really, truly a moment in time. It was so neat to walk in this morning, and as I saw each of them in their red jacket, I took a trip down memory lane. Oh, come, directors, all directors, no matter what you're wearing. Some of them are not wearing them because they physically burned it. Some of them lent it to their DIQ because it hasn't been that long. So there's all sorts of stories here. But I just really want to get a picture of, and is Romy come up here for a picture as well too. We're gonna squeeze together. Yes, all squeeze together. Real tight.
We're taking a picture.
And I'm gonna stand right here. Janet is our most seasoned director here. And so I know, isn't this cool? And so you could tell just by her jacket.
If it's
I know, isn't that amazing? Thank you. The next most seasoned director jacket and director is Esther. You can tell, you know, how, actually, aren't they the same jacket?
Yes.
Oh, so stand next to each other. Yeah. You should stand next to people whose jackets are like yours. Anna and Tati. Oh, yeah, Susana. And this is how they debut, too.
But I have two buttons.
actually have three.
Janet has all her buttons, and is this your original red?
Yes, this is my original.
I
My
remember.
jacket got stolen.
Somebody really wanted it.
Diane had this jacket, but the buttons fell off and someone stole it. But I think I'm gonna confess, I'm the one who threw it away. Unless she had nothing. Because she would have kept wearing it without buttons. Just kidding, I didn't do that. Okay, all right, let's take a group picture.
Who's like really good with a camera?
Yeah,
Kelly,
Kelly,
how about Kelly take it?
over there.
Oh, okay. Here, Kelly. I'm gonna pass this down. She's further. It'll be better, but you can you stand right here in the middle? Okay. Okay, squeeze it really,
Really tight. Let's go. Put your booties on my
Tight,
back,
tight,
girl.
tight, tight,
Yes.
tight.
It's booty to back.
Front. You're gonna look super skinny. Okay, ready?
Super cute.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yes.
But it truly has been going through memory lane, seeing each one of them when they walk out to me, we're like, oh my goodness. Because I remember them walking through the doors as a DIQ. And I always know when someone's about to become a DIQ because I see their face all the time. Like, I could be here as a guest speaker on Monday night, they're here. I'm here on Tuesday and they're here. I'm here on Thursday and they're here. I'm like, oh, this girl's gonna be a director. I can just always tell because you become an average of the 5 people you hang around the most. And it's the truth. And so when you hang around leaders in Mary Kay, you become like the leaders in Mary Kay. All right, so let's get started with a few announcements that I want to share with you guys. And I don't know, Romy, were we able to get this thing going? My cord is dead. Awesome. Okay. And so I had all these awesome images to put on up there, and now they're gone. That's okay. You guys are going to use your imaginations? Yes. Okay. Mary Kay made a huge announcement 2 days ago. It's called the Glow and Tell Value Bundle. Raise your hand if you already ordered it. Smart business women, those of you that have your hand up, not enough of you have, okay? It is a limited edition bundle. They have never done anything like this before. You're gonna make 61% instead of 50%. Y'all know about the bundles, right? No. Okay, so you get a miracle set for normal to dry, a miracle set for combination to oily, a repair kit, a botanical set formula 2, and an acne set. That is $577 worth of product. And instead of getting it for $270 whatever, $280 whatever, it's $225.
Yeah.
So you get it at less than half the price. Okay? They just announced it 2 days ago. I can tell you in my unit, immediately, within an hour, I had 4 beauty consultants order it. So if that was in my unit, you can imagine what happened across the US. Okay? They are limited edition. Once they run out of these bundles, they're done. the vice president, Sarah Friedman, said she didn't think it'd make it to the end of the month. I don't think so either, not the way June rolls. Okay, if you're a smart businesswoman, this is a smart business decision, okay? If you're like, I don't have those customers, go get some. Go find someone that has acne, go find someone that's got wrinkles, go find someone that's got sensitive skin. Is not really hard to do, to find people that need help and looking more even, more beautiful. Any woman would say, yes, I want to look younger, more beautiful, more even, more gorgeous skin. Okay, all right. Star Consultant deadline. Who's already a star? Yay! I was looking at my prizes last night. I think I'm gonna get the little karaoke machine thing. Okay, who else is getting that? Oh, yay! Okay, so we have kids, obviously. So star deadline is Monday. Monday is the deadline to be a star consultant. Stars earn. That's exactly right. Stars get referrals on marykay.com. Stars also get the Star Consultant ladder that you, I should have put mine on. I have it here though. And so stars get the Star Consultant ladder as well too, and stars get prizes. So we want you to be a star. 4-quarter stars. This quarter, when you're a star at seminar, you get a photo button with your national sales director, me. Yay! You get to wear it. I have all my photo buttons from all my seminars, okay? So finish your star. Deadline is Monday. All right, I want to talk real quick about Summer Beauty School. Who's coming to Summer Beauty School? Okay, I'm so excited. This is going to be different than Summer Beauty School in the past. You're actually going to get a manual. Yay! Okay, so you want to make sure, like, it's a physical manual with a hardcover, just like Mary Kay University. And in it, you'll be writing your notes from each class, so you can always go back to it and continue to use it as you do your makeovers. Does that make sense? Yeah. So it literally has a place for you to put in notes, not like empty spaces or anything like that. It also will have a place for you to put the before and after pictures of your guests that you bring. Does that make sense? Yeah. So it will. So you want to make sure you bring $5 for your manual. Okay, $5 for your manual. You will be doing your makeover alongside of your guests, space permitted inside of your beauty studio, because some beauty studios are a bit more restricted on space, okay? So you want to make sure you bring for your tray setup for you and for your guest, okay? For class number 1, flawless face, especially if you don't have all the tools you need, bring someone that's the same skin tone as you are so they can use your concealer and your powder. Does that make sense? You don't have to scrounge around for stuff. Your guest, you want to bring a guest every week so that you can graduate. That's exactly right. And your guests, something you can offer them. I already have a guest for Monday and I have a guest for Tuesday. It's really not hard because one powder brush at the MAC counter. Does anybody know how much it is? Yeah. $50. Yeah, 40, it's 50. Our entire collection is how much? 55. If you offer it to her at half price, guess what? She's coming. I've never had a problem getting a guest to Summer Beauty School. If you do, it's because you're not asking. You want to ask people who wear makeup. Very good. Very good. If they ain't wearing anything, they're probably not your right target market. That's like me handing out cards to my pep boys, you know, oil changing station at the bus stop. Okay? So don't spin your wheels with the wrong target market. Okay, so that's Summer Beauty School. I have a picture of your graduation gift. Do you want to know what your graduation gift is? If I could get this thing on, and I wanted you guys to be the first to see it. Don't worry, I'm going to show it to you too. I'm going to pull it up. I am so excited about this gift, and I pray that you are too, because I think it's just, I would have done anything to have gotten this. And it is in the wrong, okay, hold on. Here it is. I'm going to pull it up on my phone as big as I can. It is, you know the Compact Mini? It is a limited edition Mary Kay Compact Mini that has the love from Discover What You Love on it from your sales director to you. Okay? Let me put it. Oh, I know. I'll just post it on the Voxer group right now. How about that? How about them apples? All right. And here it is. Aw, okay. That would be the easier thing to do. I can do this. Oh, this is how we'll share all the pictures I was going to talk about today. See, there's always a way around. Okay, did everybody get it? Oh, your neighbor will show it with you. Is that not Like so cute. Okay, so I have to tell you all what I had to do to earn a customized compact. I had to become a national sales director. Mary Kay had special compacts for the nationals that said NSD on the inside of your mirror. Okay, so it's much easier to graduate for summer beauty school, okay? We want you guys to get your customized compact for summer beauty school. Okay, and then the other thing that I wanted to share with you guys is the deadline for the Michael Kors handbag. We are collecting I Love Your Opinion forms for April, May, and June. April, May, and June. So this month is your last month for Michael Kors submissions, okay? You want to start turning them into your sales director also so she could do follow-up. July 3rd is your last day to get it to your director. The winner will be announced here on July 11th at our Red Jacket Breakfast, okay? All right, so I posted that as well too. And I want to talk about seminar. Okay, who's going to seminar? I know, it's so exciting. The whole room is going to seminar, and I love that. I love that, I love that, I love that. Okay, so the deadline for your hotel room to get it at the special rate is June 23rd. It's coming right around the corner. That is underneath our Driven National Area room block. I can't remember right now, but I want to say it's $191 for the room for 4 people in the room. After it gets out of the block, it's about $300 a night instead of $191. So you want to make sure you reserve your room. Do not wait, okay? Once you have it reserved, also June 23rd, if you have a room and you need to cancel, it's the last day to cancel without getting a refund. There'll be a fee, okay? So you want to make sure you get your roommate situation settled. I looked at a flight from the South Florida area to Dallas-Fort Worth at a Fort Lauderdale airport, and it was $250. Yeah. So flights out of South Florida are still very inexpensive, okay? I was talking to Rosana in Puerto Rico, Mujeres de Éxito, hello, bienvenidas, and she was telling me they've never been higher. She paid almost $700 for her airfare. And I'm telling you this not to shock you, but so that you understand how good you've got it and you need to make it happen, okay? Like, make it, if she can't get in a car and drive, right? You could cruise over. One of those $99 cruises. Don't do that, I'm just kidding. Okay, all right. Well, I want to give a shout out to our on-target car drivers because right now we have 4 on-target car drivers. I know, it's just so exciting. And I'm going to post a picture on our Voxer group right now. And they are Sonia Torrellas, who's right here. And Silvia Guzman, and give her a huge round of applause. She's in Puerto Rico. Stephanie Berry from the Dental Unit. And Lisandra Collazo, congratulations. Right here. And this is such a huge deal to have 4 on-target car drivers, and they are all either in DIQ or about to be in DIQ. And then we have a woman who took it over the top into the next level and earned her Mary Kay career card. I haven't seen her yet. Jenny, is Glenda here? Oh my goodness, I wanted her to share something, and she's not here this morning. So, but y'all have seen Glenda. When you see her, congratulate her. Y'all congratulated her. She's earned her card, and she'll be a director July 1st. All right. Which is a huge accomplishment. So proud of her. So congratulations on target car drivers, and the goal this month is to be in red and above. If you're already in red, on target for your car. If you're already in red, on target for your car is where it's at, okay? It's just such a phenomenal thing. So one thing I really want to unpack today, a vision for you to have, is for the first time in the company's, probably in the past 25 years, 20 to 25 years, Mary Kay is hosting a leadership conference. Only sales directors are invited to the leadership conference. It's every year in January. Does anyone know where it is this year? In LA. That is exactly right. It is in LA. And for the first time in over 20 years, it is all of the sales directors together. They have always done 2, and Emerald, Diamond, and Ruby go here, and Sapphire and Pearl go to this one. So we're not together. For the first time in over 20 years, all the directors will be. This is the entire leadership force of the entire Mary Kay USA in one arena. Every national Ameritai, every Mary Kay sales director this January in LA. And I would say that that is a place you need to be at. You need to be there. This is the other reason you need to be there. There are pillars in the world of Mary Kay that are retiring on that stage in January. Women that have built this company, who've been in 30-something years, inner circle national sales directors with legacy and legacy and legacy. This will be your last chance to see them on stage, especially because they're in other divisions that you never get to. Exactly. They will all be there. So we want you to be a director. So going into On Target for Your Car this month, going into DIQ is like the perfect trajectory to be done with it in the fall so that you are going to LA in January. Okay, so y'all want dates, right? Okay, great. It's January 13th, 14th, and 15th in LA. You know, put that in your calendar because it is kind of like in the middle of the week. It's like a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, if I'm not mistaken, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that. It's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's what I thought. It's in the LA Convention Center, the brand new one that they built like 3 years ago. The first year they built it, we used it. Yeah. It's pretty, last time we went, they rented out Universal Studios for us. Did you hear about that? Imagine, have you ever been to Disney World or a theme park? Okay, there's no lines. You walk in. You can go on any ride. Terminator had just opened. We went on Terminator. We literally got off. We're like, let's do that again. We're like, and ran all the way. You walked up into any restaurant, whatever you wanted. If you were like, I need 5 water bottles, you're like, okay, here. You didn't have to pay for any desserts, no coffee, no water bottles. We were like taking water bottles back to the hotel room. It was for free. The whole park was closed down. The only people there were sales directors, nationals, and their husbands, and that was it. Nobody was there except us. It was closed down. Imagine Disney World closing down for us. Blow your brain. It's amazing. And then this was the best part. There, you know those little games like you throw the basketball in the hoop or whatever, and you get a stuffed animal. So we're like, oh, okay, let's get some money so that we can play. We go up there. The guy's like, no, you don't pay. So people were leaving with bags of stuffed animals over their shoulder from having to play. So, like, it was amazing. It was amazing. I don't know what they're doing for us this year in LA. I just know that you don't want to. This is the month to get into and beyond. You're already in red. You need to go On Target for Your Car. Okay. So today's training is going to be all about conquering team building. Conquering team building. I'm going to go through the definition of the word conquered again. Conquered means to triumph over, to be victorious over, to successfully overcome. I love that. Successfully overcome and to climb successfully. To climb successfully. Last week we talked about quitters, campers, and climbers. And identifying that you are a climber. And climbers encounter all types of obstacles on the climb. But it's a description of just who you are, who you be. It was so awesome to see that Susana walked in with a coat hanger, and on her coat hanger she had her blue suit, her jacket, then the red jacket was over that one, and then her beauty coat was over that one. And she said, this is so interesting. We never stopped being beauty consultants. And I had the beauty coat on. You know, I'm just so absolutely excited because, you know, like I have a guest for Monday night, I have a guest for Tuesday night already. Like you never stop being a consultant. And I love that. I love that. I remember working in corporate America and feeling this huge disconnect between myself and the management. Like, I was like, you don't even know how to do what I'm doing. You know, that's how I felt. And who's ever had that feeling? Okay, yeah. And in Mary Kay, it's not like that. Like now that you see me in a red jacket, is this like mind-blowing? Like she was a red jacket once. I really was. I still am a red jacket actually because I have more than 3 active personal team members. I have a lot of active personal team members. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. Okay. So we identified that. And last week we were intentional about coaching our appointments. This week you were intentional about coaching your appointments. Did you see a difference on how much held, how many more guest lists you got, and all of that? Now last night, I never do the Friday before breakfast, I never submit a link for you to, but I'll send it out today after breakfast and you guys have it until tomorrow night. But one of the things that you're gonna be answering is being intentional about your coaching. How many guest lists did you get this week? Because I wanna know what the difference was. And the other thing that you were set out to do was to benchmark what your results are. What are your average party sales? What are your average bookings? I wanted you to benchmark that. So you're gonna be answering that as well too, okay? Well, for today, Conquering Team Building, I wanted you guys to get trained by the experts. And collectively here, we have the Driven National Area experts in team building. These women have earned over 175 free Mary Kay career cards. Let's give them a round of applause. That is beautiful. They have earned hundreds of carats in diamonds, millions of dollars in commissions, and they are my sister sales directors, the Driven National Area leaders. And so I've asked them to share their best team building tips. So you guys are gonna put these down on paper, put pen to paper, and Anna, you're gonna be coming first, and after Anna is Diane, and I posted you guys got it, so you can see who it is. They're each gonna be sharing their best team building tip. Of course, I'm gonna put them on our fun boards that I have here, and I'll post the pictures of this as well too. All right.
Well, good morning, ladies, and congratulations for being here. You're the elite Final Four, right? And I'm excited because I was sharing about recruiting was one of my favorite things to do. And immediately I answered her back because I'm very clear. Can you guys see me there? Yeah, absolutely. So my tip for today is no is not a final answer. Dig deeper. Why do I say that? And she wanted me to back it up with information, right? Because you always have to say something, but you have to back it up. And first, I want to use myself as the example. I said no several times to the person that's in this room, and I ignored her for 6 months. So, and I was really bad. Like, I think about all the bad things I did to her now, and I feel so bad. But hey, I'm here, so it's all good. So I want to use the example that I had a party last year. It was April. And I met a very sharp girl. She did her I love your opinion. She said she was super interested, right? I said, okay, let's meet for coffee. So we set for coffee, and I sat down with her, had a whole conversation, spent a lot of time. She was a total C personality. I had to give her a lot of information. And after we were done, she said, no. And I was like, are you kidding me? This girl's amazing, right? You have an instinct, and that instinct, you need to know how to use it, right? So for me, it was, okay, well, you know, Ashley, I know you said no, but will you host a party for me? I'm running for Cadillac, and I know that you love the products. And she didn't say yes to hosting even then. You know, she said, no, I'm so busy, I can't do it, blah, blah, blah. But I went back to her again because I had that instinct, that feeling, like a mom feeling, right? And I went back and I said, would you host a party? She said, yes. She hosted the party. I told her I was finishing Cadillac, and we needed this, and I had a huge goal. And she had 12 guests there.
Wow.
Sold $1,000. It was ridiculous. She saw it, but nothing. Nothing, didn't join that. So I kept inviting her back to the beauty studio as my VIP guest. 3 times she said, what did she say to me? No. So no is I'm still digging deep, right? Because I don't give up. I'm the one that created the pleasantly persistent. When you see that in the book, you have a picture of me. So I finally got a yes. And she came, I want to say it was April. She came, she sat down as a guest. I treated her like a total guest, even though she had been to coffee, been my hostess, is my customer. And then at the end, she looked at me, she says, I'm doing it. So I hosted her party. She sold $700, came and qualified, and she's still going very slowly, but she got it, and she became a consultant. So for me, it's digging deeper, and I go back to me. I said no to my my Mary Kay consultant, who was Yoli, and she kept saying to me, you know, you'd be fabulous at this. No, Yoli, I can't. Can you come to the beauty center be my guest? No, Yoli, I can't. Can you come to, I don't know, some event? No, I can't. I said to her no like 1,000 times. 6 months later, I didn't say yes to her still. I said, can I just sign up? So I clearly understood it. I was just ignoring her because I love to ignore her because I'm a deep personality. So you have to dig deeper. Don't let no shy you away. Have you ever had somebody say no to you, but you had something deep inside of you that said, yeah, it's not a no, it's a yes. So how do you dig deep? You have to find out and just keep asking her. So keep going, ladies. You got this, okay? I'm excited. Let me see you guys all in red and cars.
Okay, so that's a great segue into my first tip. My first tip for you is not necessarily when they say no, but what I will say is don't take the number on the survey at face value. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, so what's your number on a scale of 1 to 10? What's your level of interest in starting your business? And so you may have some girls that put 6, 7, 8, and you're like, oh gosh, really? Right? And you're like, I don't really want to share the opportunity more with her, right? Or you have people who are 2s, 3s, and 4s, right? And sometimes we look at the survey and go, oh, she said no. We may automatically default to what Anna was saying. She said no. She's not saying no. You know, and so you got to use your discernment. You got to use, like she said, that gut instinct. And if you want to work with somebody, you press a little bit, okay? So you notice I'm not using that 4-letter word with the P, push. We don't push, okay? But we are pleasantly persistent. And I'm going to give you an example of that. There was a girl that I met at a party a couple of months ago. I think it was back in January or February. At a double facial, actually. She came with her sister. And just so energetic, you know, and enthusiastic about the makeover. And at the end, she was like a 4, okay? I was like, really? She's like, yeah, I don't want to do this. But she booked a party. She booked a party with me, and I said, okay. So I went out to her house, did a party, and at the end of that party, I think she was like a 4 or 3. I don't know what it was. It was not that far from where maybe she went up a little bit to like a 6. Maybe that's what it was. And when I sat down with her at the end to show her what we did for her party, I said, I know you're a 6. You know, and I know that you said you don't want to do this, but I'm going to tell you, I want to work with you. I want to work with you. Her name is Francine, and she's sitting right here. Yeah. She right now is a hotshot in my unit. You know, she's my only consultant that's not in her red, that is still in Next Gen. Okay, everybody, all the other girls are in the red that are in there, and she's the only one, and she's so consistent and obedient. But had I not said to her, I want to work with you. And even then she was like, I know. And I go, well, you're a people gatherer. Because she had like 7 or 8 people at her party. We sold product. I booked more parties, you know. And I said, your girls are great. You're a people gatherer. You love this. Like, I think you would be fantastic, and I want to work with you. And she's like, I know, but, you know, like, let me think about it. And so she was going to work towards her $100 hostess. You know, you sell 100 to get 100 because she was going to get the full thing. And I said, okay, well, you do that. And I told her, I said, let me tell you what's going to happen when you do that. You're going to be a consultant. Like, I just said to her, because you're going to go out there and sell anyway. Why wouldn't you put that? And she's like, I know. But, you know, and then literally, so I had invited her. So that was like on a Saturday. I invited her. I layered her to the studio, okay? But before that even happened, she called me over the weekend and said, I want to do this. You know, so the moral of the story is this, right? The numbers are there for a reason. And the surveys are there to help you, keep you accountable to share the opportunity. But it's not just to check the box. Okay, I got the surveys. Read the surveys, and if there's someone that you want to work with that is a 4, and you know in your gut, you're like, oh, she would be so good, or I need to work with her, you need to let her know that. You know, women, if someone told you that, even if you weren't interested, you'd be so good at this, or I would just love to work with you because, and you genuinely affirm her, nobody's ever like been offended by that. You know what I mean? Women love that, you know, and so my second tip is use an untapped resource that you probably have, and it's your director. It is your director. Every single woman that is assigned to you for a reason and a purpose, you know, at this season in your life, okay? And are you connected to her? Are you connected? Are you in her right hip? Are you in her back pocket? I'll give you another example. Your director is willing to be inconvenienced for you. She is. But here's a hashtag for you. Hashtag just ask. Just ask. Are you telling her what's going on? Are you telling her what activity that you have? You know what I mean? Are you just asking her if she will help you with an interview? Are you just asking her if she will come out and close marketing for you at a party? A lot of times you don't ask. You know, we do have a lot of, you want to call it high D personalities that want to run their own race, and that's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. We're not here to micromanage you, okay? But you're all here for a reason. Like, you're in the next gen of leaders here, you know? And so you should be in the right hip pocket of your director. And I'll give you 2 examples really quickly. I have a consultant in my unit who did reach out, and she just asked, you know, Diana, I want to do these interviews, and I want to be empowered to do them on my own. Would you mind, you know, doing a 3-way call with me with the interview that I have? She set it up. She didn't even ask me my availability. She just said, I have an interview scheduled for this day at this time. Can we do a 3-way call? I said, absolutely. So I did the three-way call. The woman knew she was on. And at the end, I'm not saying that directors are miracle workers. We're not just going to sign somebody because you had us talk to them, right? But you learn in the process. You learn how we overcame objections or how we addressed the objection, right? And so at the end of the day, the woman still hasn't signed. We're still layering her, and that's Mary Palmer back here. Mary Palmer is going to be on target for her car this month. And so obedient, so willing to learn, and that's great. And my final example is this, okay? When you're asking, when you have all these parties going on, right, and you're running, and some of you are seasoned, you know what you're doing, you know how to show the market, you know how to show the product, you know how to do all that, but are you just asking if your consultant will come to your director will come to a party and close it out? And the last example I have is this. It was actually my first leadership. My first leadership as a brand new sales director, probably like 6-7 months as a director, and I was in Atlanta for leadership, and I had a up-and-coming red jacket in my unit who was running her own thing. She was awesome. She was a director in the making, But she had texted me while I was out in Atlanta and said, I have a party on Saturday night. Can you come and close it out? Well, Saturday night I was landing. I was landing in Fort Lauderdale that night. So I could have said to her, I've been away from my family for 4 days. I can't do it. I said yes to that. When I went out there, I got off the plane and I went right to the party. And that's how I recruited my next on target car driver, Danielle Boyer. She was at that party, and so you don't know what you're missing if you're not tapping into a resource that has been provided to you, and it's called your Mary Kay Sales Director. Okay? So yeah, there you go.
All right, hello everyone. Okay, so my tip on team building is personalizing the message. So when we're sharing our marketing, of course, we're always talking about ourselves, and with your iStory, you're connecting with your guests. But it's so important to make sure that when you're sitting down with them, doing that individual close or at an interview, that you're really personalizing the message or asking them questions as to why they would be interested in this. You want to make sure that you're not talking more than they're talking. You want to get to know the person in front of you and make sure you're really digging deep, piggybacking on what Anna said, to make sure that they're actually knowing why. Why do they want to do this? Don't just keep talking about the facts and figures. Make sure that you know what they want to hear. And that's by asking questions. So an example I have of this is actually with Glenda. So you all know Glenda, of course, we're so excited for her to become a director. And when she came over the first time, she had told me a little bit about herself, but really we didn't know each other. So when she came to the studio for the first time, heard of everything about the marketing, she did express some interest, but she was like, you know what, I tried this before and I didn't really do anything with it, so I'm not going to do it again. And I didn't know anything about her, so I sat down and I asked her some more questions. I took the time to get to know her. So are you taking the time to get to know the person in front of you, or are you just so focused on the results that you're just speeding through? Are you just going through the bases, going through the motions? Are you taking the time to connect with the person? And by learning more about her, I realized that one of the things she loved about Mary Kay was how empowering we were, how everyone came up here and they were clapping for everyone and they were given crowns. And she was saying how in her office it wasn't like that. So I could hear already that she just wanted something else. She wanted more for herself, and she wanted maybe a change of career. And as we kept talking, as I layered her again, I realized that is exactly what she wanted. She wanted something different. So fast forward, she actually left her job last month, so it was so great to see that and to think about how amazing it is that if you personalize the message, you could possibly change someone's life to that extent. So it's all about making sure that you're really connecting with the person in front of you. You're personalizing the message. You're making sure that they know what they can get out of Mary Kay for them. Not just what you want, but what they want out of Mary Kay. And if you know enough about the company, you can definitely do that. But just take the time to get to know the person in front of you. They're not just a number. They're not just a face towards your 15 faces. They are a person, and they want to know how this business and how you and your director can help them grow. So make sure you're personalizing the message.
Awesome, Jenny. Hi, this is Super Senior Sales Director Tatiana Rodriguez. Congratulations on y'all being here. So my tip is, we've all been to MKU. What's the one thing that we hear? The one tip, for you to team build is they have to what? Fall in love with you, right? So we're really good at that because we're awesome and we're easy to be loved on, okay? So they're gonna fall in love with you. That's your number one priority. You guys know how to do that, but they need to fall in love with the Mary Kay product, right? So of course we all know that we want to put the product on their skin first before we even talk about the Mary Kay opportunity. But how about if they don't buy the product, right? And they're on the fence, okay? There's 6 through 9, they're on the fence, but they're not going home with anything.
Well, then what are they going to fall in love with? They need to fall in love with Mary Kay. They need to fall in love with the Mary Kay product. They're already in love with you, but sometimes that's just not enough, okay? So we need to make them fall in love. So this is what I do. I want them to see Mary Kay every single day. I want them to see what Mary Kay is going to do for their skin. When they realize how awesome this business is and how awesome this product is, they're in, because they're going to see, wow, this is really awesome stuff. I can sell this because they're being sold on it themselves. So this is what I say. I say, Danielle, I'm going to give you the #1 product here, and this is the Miracle Set. All right, so I'm going to give her the full Miracle Set. I want you to go home with this. I'm going to follow up with you within 5 to 7 days. Because in just a couple of days, you're going to feel a difference in your skin. Do they not?
Yes.
Yes, they're going to feel a difference in their skin, and that's all that's going to sell them, right? So I'm going to say, I'm going to give you a Miracle Set, and I want you to put this on every morning and every night. And what am I going to do? Follow up with her. I'm going to follow up with her to make sure she's doing this, okay? And in 5 to 7 days, I'm going to give her a call, and I'm going to tell her, if you love this product, I know you're going to join this business, right? And she's just shaking her head like this because I'm shaking my head like this, okay? I know that when you realize how great this is, you're going to join my business. You're going to see how easy it is to sell this, right? And then I'm going to say, I'm going to give you a call back. And if you love this, we're going to get your business started today. And you're going to get over $400 worth of product in your starter kit. If you don't love it, you give it back to me. But guess what? If you love it, you want to start your business, I'm going to give you that product at half price. Okay, I don't have anything to lose, but I have so much to gain.
Yeah.
You get it? So I don't mind giving it to her at half price. And you can set your own limit. You can give it to her at 25% off. I don't mind giving it to her at half price if I know she's going to start her business. All right? And that has been working for me flawlessly because they wear this. What do they see every morning on their counter?
Mary Kay.
What do they see every single night before they go to sleep?
Mary
So
Kay.
what are they thinking?
Mary
Kay, right? So that is my tip. I hope it's useful for you. So good luck. Hi guys, good morning. My name is Roby PR, and I'm really excited to share my favorite team building tip. And my favorite team building tip came up when I was in DIQ. How many of you have walked into the studio and you walk in like looking like Sam the sad puppy, and you're like, I ran out of people, right? Who's been there? If your hand's not up, it will be up one day, I promise. And I came in, and you know, like when you come in and you see someone come in, and then the first person you see is your sales director, and she's all like, and you're like, you start smiling, and then the tears start pouring down. She's like, come to the back room, come to the back room, come to the back room. That's what Christine did. And she took me to the back room, and she's like, what's wrong? I'm like, I'm out of people. And she's like, well, but relax. I'm like, but I have no phones to call, and what, you know? And all that, she's like, Romy. And she looked at me square in the eye. And that's what your sales director will do too. And she said, Romy, I know you, and you are not out of people. And it's true. You're never out of people. You always know someone that can change the course of your business. And that got me back out and got booking again. I booked someone on my chicken list. And she is a lawyer with her own law firm, owns her own law firm. And I did a party with her. I was so intimidated, like this huge house in Palmetto Bay. You know, like you pull up to the house and you're like, oh man, like this is either gonna go really well or really bad. And I did the party, and at the table was her. She's a lawyer who has her own law firm. Was an OB, which is probably one of like the most popular OBs in South Florida. She works out of Kendall Regional, and her dad is like super famous, owns her own practice. Her sister-in-law, which looked like a supermodel. Her mom, which was like one of these like, you know, like Miami Mafia moms that like you don't mess with. And I'm like, oh my God. And then some other friend, but just as good looking. I was like, oh Jesus. And they were all 6, 7, 8, and I was like, oh my God. And mind you guys, this is like my last 2 weeks of DIQ. And I'm like, oh my God, like I need to recruit them, but I don't know how. And I had gone through like a stint in recruiting where I was an awesome recruiter. I got into my red jacket like this, and I got into DIQ like this, and then I got into DIQ, and it was like, where do my recruits go? You know, and they weren't coming. And I was like, what is going on? And there was just something, you know, like when there's something going on, you can't figure out what it is. It's probably here or it's probably here. One of the two. And I honestly to this day can't tell you what it was. And I remember sitting down with my director and, you know, rehearsing the marketing with her because there was something wrong with my marketing. And there was nothing wrong with my marketing. The only thing is that I was talking myself out of whatever I was already good at doing. And she told me the #1 team building tip that I will give for you personally. Ask the questions that you fear to ask. Ask the questions that you fear to ask.
And it looks something like this. There are 6, 7, 8, or 9. And you're going through it with them. You're going through the details with them. And you come to the end of that conversation, and it appears like there's no reason why she shouldn't start her business, right? And you're just like, so why you're not a 10? You're like, just sign the paper, right? And I remember at that party, we got to that point. The lawyer was a 7. And we went through all the questions and, well, tell me, what questions do you have? This was at the table. What questions do you have? Well, she asked me this and she asked me that. And we kind of walked through, you know, some concerns that she had. And then it just got quiet. And she was just staring at the paper. And I had Christine's voice in my head, like, ask her, ask her. And I said, okay, so let me ask you a question. Is there any reason why we couldn't get you started today? And do you know what she said? She said, nothing. It was silent. And it was really scary. And I really thought I was gonna get thrown out of the house at that point right then and there. But I stayed quiet. So stay quiet. Let the silence linger. And this is exactly what she did. She took the paper and she was looking at it. And it was quiet, I think, for like a good 30 seconds, which feels like an hour. And she goes, no. And she filled it out. And I was like, and she came in as a Ruby Star. And then the OB says, I'm gonna do it too. And then her sister-in-law is like, I'm not gonna do it, I'm gonna do it too. And then because she was a super high D, she's like, she tells her OB friend, she's like, no, because you were too busy. And I was like, so I got two. I didn't get 3. But the OB turned into one of my best customers. I still deliver to her to this day. So ask the questions that you fear to ask. So it looks like if you get to the end of that conversation and she's not doing anything, ask her. So let me ask you, is there any reason why we couldn't get you started today? If she tells you, yes, but I don't have the $100, ask her. So tell me, what can we do to help you find the $100? Because we don't want to talk about money, right? Because she's broke. Ask her. Ask her. Okay? Or she says, you know, well, I need to ask my husband. Well, let me ask you, what do you think your husband will say when you tell him you've already done it? Do you know what they say half the time?
Do it.
I don't think he'll. No, I think he'll be supportive. I'm like, so girl, let's go. Yeah. Ask the questions that you fear to ask, and the fear will subside. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Alina. Hi for some of you. How are you today? Okay, my tip, never prejudge. Never prejudge. Share with everyone. Look at me. Never prejudge. Share with everyone. It is not your decision whether this is for them or not. It's theirs. How dare you to think that you can make this decision for them? It is their decision. I get very angry about this subject because I was a customer for 7 years. You see this face? 7 years. 7 years. I'd be, hi, it's Mother's Day. I need 7 satin hands. I need 2 microdermabrasions. And what perfumes do you have? Do you think anybody shared with me? Not one. Not one, because they all prejudge. She doesn't need it. She doesn't need the money. She doesn't have the time. Whatever it is, you cannot prejudge. You need to share with everybody. Okay? So I know a lot of the times you don't reach those people that are on your chicken list. Like I'm probably the type that might be on your chicken list. But the fact of the matter is that you're nervous because you're trying to reach out to them. It's not, you're not reaching out to them to help yourself. You're reaching out to them to help them. And once you get that here, that you're not reaching out to help yourself, you're reaching out to help them. Then it makes it easier. And if they need it, if they come on, fabulous. And if they don't, they don't. Ruth over there was my customer for what, 2 years? 2 years? She hosted several parties for me. And what, did I always share the marketing? Did I share the marketing every time, no matter how many times you heard it? And now she should be red jacket by the end of this month. Yay! Now, really quick, you don't want someone aggressive like me on your back. When I did join the business, how did it happen? I'm going to tell you my quick story. My daughter was invited by her friend to a debut. My daughter was like, you love Mary Kay, let's go. I was buying by like from 7 people. Maida, who is the shyest person on the planet, started doing marketing. And I was interrupting. I was like, what? What did you just say? The whole time. And I was getting angry. The whole time, Maida shared marketing. I joined. I got into my red jacket and showed up at one of my beauty consultants' house.
Oh, wow. I'm not kidding. That's who I am.
And she was like, oh my God, I'm just curious. Why didn't you share with me? I wanted to know what it was about me that would not allow her to share with me. She goes, I didn't think you either. My mother's next door neighbor, a director in a car. I waited till I had my suit on.
Wow.
Ay, pero ¿por qué no firmaste conmigo? Mira, why didn't you sign with me? I'm like, oh, why didn't you share? I was aggressive. I'm still angry about it. Because this is something I would
We're
have done.
taking her to counseling. Don't worry.
But the thing is that these people that are on your chicken list, it's not who needs the money, who has the time. You cannot make this decision. You cannot prejudge. Because if that person was put on your mind, I feel it's for a reason.
That's right.
So God intended for you to speak to that person. And maybe that person doesn't join, but 2-3 weeks down the road, 2-3 years down the road, that person is talking to somebody else and saying, you know what? I have a friend who can help you out. So you need to share with everybody. And the way to do it is to remember, you're not sharing for yourself. You're not approaching somebody to help yourself. If you're approaching somebody to help yourself, you're in the wrong team. You're approaching them to help them. Okay? Don't prejudge.
All right, hi everybody, time is of the essence. So for me, an important tip is meet them where they are. Meet them where they are. I want you to know that many of you know I have an offspring. Her name is Alexandra Farah. Well, when I met Alex, I always joke because I literally picked her up on Biscayne, but she was not turning tricks. Get that right? And the other thing, actually, what I was going to do when I first got up here was sing Boy George's Chameleon, but we don't have enough time. All right? I was just going to do come on, chameleon. Because you have to be, oh, no.
Really?
Yeah, that's because of time. She wants me to sing. I'm not a singer, even though my first graders thought I was the best singer and artist in the world. Stick people, I tell you. But anyway, you have to be a chameleon. I know that you've all heard the fact that Mary Kay always said, make believe every person has a sign that says, make me feel important. So I meet them where they're at with my heart. I think about who they are, how they are, and I meet them with my heart. When I met Alex, as I got to know Alex, I pleasantly, like Diane said, persisted for 5 months to get Alex to come to an event. But one of the things I could tell every time I spoke to her was that she felt so important with my details. I always made sure, I waited for her to give me permission to call her back. But whenever she said, you can call me Wednesday at 5 o'clock, I would immediately write it on my calendar and call her right at 5 o'clock. And I started to see through our conversations over the phone before she even came to an event that she was very particular about details. So much so that I even remember sending her a couple cards in the mail, even before she came as my guest. So I kind of wooed her, you see, based on her personality. When she came, I could see that she loved numbers. Well, you know, that was my intro line with Alex when I met her, because it was a data meeting and I said, I can tell you love numbers, I do not. You know, that was actually my pickup line, if you want to call it that. That was my pickup line with Alex, absolutely. So I always made sure that she felt completely informed. So much so that years later, I'm not a tracker. I've become a tracker over the years. I was so not a tracker. I was literally called by my senior when I went on Target for my car, and she says, Esther, you're on Target. I'm like, really? You know, I didn't even know I was on Target for my car. But years later, Alex said, why is it that you tracked everything I did? And I said, because as soon as you started with me, I became responsible for you. That's awesome. So even though I didn't track my stuff, I felt I had to track yours. But I knew that that was a key with her. So I'm not a mother. So, but there are a lot of moms in my unit.
And there are a lot of moms out there. You know, so often moms are not appreciated for the job that they do. So I meet them where they're at by showing them and talking to them about the fact that I respect what they do, how important they are. But I also express to them that they're already women of commitment, women of schedules. You know, that's so important because they've already have those characteristics built in. And I let them know how important mothers are to our business because our business is based on love and support. You see? And then you have those professional women out there, as they might say, the ones that are on your chicken list. You know, you may see an Anna out there and say, man, she looks like to the T every single time I see her. How can I approach that woman? But you know what? This company offers great things for that professional because it adds to your life. This company adds so much to your life. You know, since I've been in this company, when I was a Red Jacket, I remember coming to the studio here. You know, I live in Hialeah, but I come to the studio because Ari would have a Red Jacket breakfast. You see? And it's added so much to my life through what I've read with my national and my senior, you know, books on leadership, books on faith. So for that professional, it's going to add to their life. It's going to help them rise even beyond where they're at, and that's what they're looking for. And then you find somebody like me who has a little hard time sometimes sitting still. I would pick about 3 main things. That person that you see that can be maybe a little bit all over the place, you know, 2 to 3 things that you can target that person will like. They need the fun and they need the connection because those things are very important to that person that can't sit long. Fun and that connection. But ladies, go out there and show them your heart. Don't keep that hidden. That is the way to meet them where they're at. Show them your heart because this company is about heart.
Awesome. Okay, so my name is Vanessa Matat, and I'm going to share with you guys my favorite strategy for team building. And I learned it when I was in DIQ, and I wanted to move fast. So I believe, obviously, in working the numbers, and we don't prejudge, we talk to everyone, but I believe in being very intentional about who you are in front of and who you're sharing your vision with. So I specifically look for women that I want on my team. Sometimes they're on my chicken list, but I call them up anyways. So I look for women that I want to work with. Those are the women that I like to book. Because I know, number one, either she's going to join, I want her to see what I'm doing, see me in action, or chances are you like the people you hang around with. So someone in her circle will probably be interested in doing what I do. So I'm very intentional about who I'm in front of and who I'm sharing my vision with. And I look for women that understand goals, women that have big networks, women that they love people, and people love that. So that's my number 1 tip. Be very intentional. Talk to everybody, but I know a lot of you guys are looking to move up quickly. We want to listen and share with everyone, but also be very intentional about who you're sharing your vision with. So that's it. Very simple.
Here, one thing that she shared with me is if she wants to be in that, she doesn't necessarily think the person will sign, but the people she knows would book parties or be the right person. I love that because don't waste your time at the wrong. I was reading this thing about how to grow your business, and one of them said, get out of the wrong markets. Like when I don't sell something, I want you to know I don't book people or I don't coach those parties. I don't want them to hold.
One example.
Yeah, sorry. Please
All
share
right,
your
so I forgot
example.
to share this. So actually,
I was like, she forgot to share this.
Yes. Okay, so Darlene is actually the perfect example. She recently joined my team. I don't know where she went, but she was here. So she actually came from a friend. My friends were buying me from me for a while. I wanted her to see me in action. She finally hosted a party. She's been my guest here too. I really want this woman on my team. So I want her to see exactly what it is that I do. So she's still not ready. I actually saw her the other day. She's like, I'm still thinking. I think I'm going to do this. Eventually she will. But thanks to her, I met Darlene, who's now on my team. So you just never know. But I look specifically for women that I know I want to work with her. Because she might get it now, and if not, I'll meet someone just like her, and maybe later on she will.
Awesome. Perfect. Okay, Rosana from Puerto Rico. Hold on. Okay, dale, amiga.
Hey ladies, how are you? My name is Rosana Vicente. I'm actually from Puerto Rico. And I just want to share with you the importance of knowing your people. Just getting to know the audience is key. I don't know if you know, but 80% of your customers, they belong to people that are as And you have to share, you have to share the opportunity with everybody, but you really have to know that you have to get the time to talk to them. They're not going to sign on the party. They have to listen to the opportunity another time, maybe 2 or 3 times, and you have to get to know them. For example, my example is one of my customers, she was very loyal to the product, and I was showering her with prizes and with just being able to travel, but she was very asked, so I needed to refocus my sharing just by telling her how important it is to have a business like this, because she was going to have the flexibility to be with her family, and she was going to be able to do a lot for the community. So whenever you know them, if you haven't actually get the time to get to know personality, you really have to learn this. You have to know who a V is, I, and C, and then you have to find what Mary Kay has for them. And if you get to know them, if you listen to them, it's easier to know what you have in Mary Kay to satisfy them. For me, that's the key. I want to learn more about personality. You have to get to know them just right away. Walking into your party, you really have to know who they are and what they want and what you have in Mary Kay to offer them. I just have to remind you that not everybody gets in Mary Kay because of money. And money is not the only reason why they are in Mary Kay. So you have to get to know them so you know what's offered in Mary Kay. So I hope you have a wonderful time. Bye.
Thank you. So do y'all understand most people are S's and C's, and it takes that second step, that layering.
Well, good morning. My name is Christine Denton-Badrico, and this is my favorite topic in the world, team building. My favorite thing, so my favorite tip is share with expectancy. Share with expectancy. And so how many of you feel that women do want this, women do need this, they just don't know it yet? That's how when I walk in, they don't even know how great this is yet, and they will. And so I express this a couple ways in my parties. I share number one, that they're going to be part of a winning team. You are part of a winning team. Share it, claim it, own it. Okay? Get confident. Also, I share it what Mary Kay always taught. I tell them at the beginning of my party, actually at the beginning of the marketing, I tell them that Mary Kay said, every party, there's one woman looking to start a business, looking to change her circumstances. I cannot wait to see who that is today. It takes courage to share, but say it and they will start listening deeper. Also, I share how many people I'm looking for. I say I'm 2 leaders away from earning my first free card. Leaders. I didn't say recruits. I didn't say team members. I am 2 leaders away from earning my first free card. And I can't wait to see who that will be today. And I tell them, so if anything that I share today has excited you or motivated you, I want to run with you. Come learn with me. Confidence. Come learn with me. So I am 2 leaders away from earning my first free card or becoming a top 6% of the company. If anything I shared today inspired you, excited you, come run and learn with me, because I was learning. Also, again, don't refer to them as team members or recruits, but as leaders. Also, when I see somebody that I know I want to work with, which in this whole table here, there's 6 women in this room right here that I told them all specifically, I want to work with you. I know you'd be good at this. I'm going to say congrats in advance saying, no, I'm going to work with you. And I meet for coffee with them, and they all joined. I told them they know they would. Have the courage to say, I want to work with you. I know you'll be great at this. I know you can do this. I know you will do this. Confidence, expectancy. That's it.
That was perfect. And Karen, oh, I gotta call Karen. Hold on. I should have called her and I didn't. Hold on, Karen, I'm calling you. Actually, let's do, I have to call Sharon too. So, Pardo. Oh, Pardo already went, right? Oh, okay, so I have to call the last 2 people. Sorry, guys. I hadn't flipped my page around. My bad. Yes, thank you. That would be perfect. I was so busy writing my cute little notes for you guys. Hey, okay, hold on.
Okay, we can hear you.
So now?
Yeah, no.
Okay, awesome. Hi, ladies. So my team building tip is to. Hello?
Now we hear you. Yes.
Okay, there's one delay here. I hear something else. Okay, so hi, ladies. Basically, I wanted to share my team building tip, which is to not get distracted with what you don't know. And so
You don't have a delay. You see a delay on screen, but there is no delay. So just keep talking.
Okay, sorry. Not to get distracted by the details on what you don't know, because people don't know what you don't know, and to make sure that you are sharing with passion why you signed your own Mary Kay Beauty Consultant agreement. So my encouragement is to be yourself, to share your passion, and you know.
Oh, you stopped talking. Hello? Did you mute yourself? You're not going to see this for 5 seconds, but did you mute yourself? I think we lost her. But she said people don't know what you
that's our problem, right?
People don't know what you don't know. Yeah, if she'll call back and then I'll get her on. Okay, Shadow. Go ahead, love. Go ahead, you're on. Yes, you're on. Everybody's listening to you. You're on.
Hi, everyone. How are you? This is Sherry Miranda Olive Orlando from Orlando. I'm so excited to be on this call and be able to share my favorite tip for team building is really letting your actions speak louder than your words. I am one accused on this just because, I do share the opportunity with a lot of people that I know and that just have the capability of doing this business. However, not everyone will believe in themselves or believe in the new or the opportunity that Mary Kay has to offer. And when I see that, I am a kind of person where I just say, you know what, that's just more than me to show them with my actions more than my words. So I have an example for when I started my business, I didn't work Mary Kay very part-time because I had a full-time job. I was a news anchor here in Orlando, and a lot of people just thought I was either playing around with makeup when I started Mary Kay, or they really didn't take me serious. And I was like, you know what? Okay, that's fine. You'll see my growth. And I would let that, I guess, lack of belief, if you want to call it that some people had, motivate me instead of put me down. So I said, all right, I'm going to show you with my actions. You know what? 6 months after starting my business, with my team, we earned our very first car. So when I drove up to work with earning the free car, some of those people that did not believe in the opportunity started taking it a little bit more serious. And 2 months later, there was a second free car. So they started taking me really serious. And in July of last year, I was able to quit my job thanks to Mary Kay. And every time there was a milestone, I was able to show them with my actions and how they felt that I was constant, that I was committed, that I was dedicated to my job, and they were seeing the growth, not only hearing about it, I was actually following through with what I was saying. I was following through with my work. They saw that I went to do parties at Friday night after leaving my job. I would go to a party. They saw it. They started taking me more serious. By the time I left my job, I had already recruited 4 to 5 people at my employment. People that in the beginning did not take me seriously. And that also works with other, realms of their life, for example, your family members that don't believe in you when the opportunity is left at the beginning. Now they do. Friends. So just let actions speak louder than your words, and respect your goals. Be confident, be committed, be dedicated. If you want people to respect your goals and your dreams, you're the very first one that has to respect them. So respect them and just let your actions speak loud.
Yeah, you rock. Okay, Karen, you're next. Okay, hold on. Okay, fine. I'll be back. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, hold on. Tati's gonna put the microphone. Okay, go ahead, love.
Okay, so as I was saying earlier, and Ari had recapped this, do not be over concerned about what you think you don't know, because obviously you know enough to sign your Mary Kay Independent Beauty Consultant agreement and to share your passion behind why you signed your agreement. People will always be willing to follow a passionate person as well as a confident woman. So be confident in why you signed your agreement, and always say if you have to borrow someone else's story, follow their story great in the meantime. And the last thing I'm going to leave you with is if you really feel like you want to sharpen your team building skills, is to, I would challenge you to call your sales director today, nudge her if you're sitting next to her, and say, I want to market you. Because it wasn't until I sat down with Ari Hathaway, my then sales director, at her kitchen table in one of her homes with her husband and my sister, and she told me to market her on the spot. Talk about intimidation, okay? But to this day, I have that marketing flyer that she marked up as I was marketing her. And guess what? I got her to sign. So if you can get an international sales director to sign, if your sales director is signing an agreement with you, I think you're going to be doing okay. But what I will tell you when I walked away from there is I walked away with really constructive feedback on how I could better my skills at sharing the opportunity. So I would encourage you all to not be intimidated by your sales director. We are here to help you learn the skills on how to team build. So go grow.
Okay, my team building tip, Ari's team building tip, last one you're gonna get today, is she needs you more than you are scared. She needs you more than you're scared. And if you saw my seminar video when I was crowned the Queen of Sharing, I said that. Has anybody ever seen that video? Because I can tell you, I literally pushed through my fears, my obstacles, my boundaries, who I thought I was that first year of Mary Kay. People who had known me my whole life would go, Ari, oh my gosh, I didn't recognize you. You're doing what? Like, I was such a tomboy, and it's so easy to try, it's so easy to still try to fit the mold that people have of you or who they think you are instead of breaking out. You're always known as being this person, whatever that is, and to be anything different than that, especially to the people who really know you, your mom, your dad, your spouse, is really not an easy thing. And I am so grateful for God breaking my boundaries. And I think back at what caused me to really bust through those boundaries that I had put on myself or that my family or who they thought that I was. And I knew what Mary Kay did to me. And I was just like, I'm so scared to talk to her. I'm like, what if she really needs this? I'm like, hey, my name is Ari. Or hey, I always see you in the hallways. We always say hi to each other. What's your name? Oh my gosh, Moody, it's so nice to meet you. I'm Ari. And that right there, that constant thought, I am so grateful for Mary Kay to the deepest core of who I am. That I always think, we wear those bracelets, what would Jesus do? I think, what would Mary Kay do? If Mary Kay were standing right here, would she be disappointed that I didn't share with her? Or would she be happy? And that is what takes me to that next level every single time. So I want to share this poem with you. And my directors did not know what I was going to share as the assignment, but almost every single one of them said this today. And I was like, okay, that was just so amazing. I can't even believe it. I was like, wait till you see your assignment, because they all said this one thing, almost every single one of them. Maybe she needs me. Let me post it on our Boxer group, because that way you guys can read along with it, because it is such a phenomenal, phenomenal poem. I want you guys to have it. Take me a second, but I can do this. And it is right there. Okay. It had been a long day. I was finishing a task. As I hurried past her, a little voice said, ask. Oh, not today, I told myself. I'm tired and it shows. Besides, I might look foolish. And she likely to say, no. While drifting off to sleep that night, I saw her face again. I wondered what her life was like, her needs, her dreams, her path. What did she be wishing for a friendly word and smile? Oh, her dreams, her pain, sorry. What did she be wishing for a friendly word and smile? A chance to know somebody who would go the extra mile. What if she'd been waiting for her break, an open door? Was this the opportunity she'd been praying for? I saw the cars she might not drive, the rings she might not wear, because I would not risk myself to stop, to ask, to care. So what if what I offered her is not her cup of tea? That's a choice for her to make. How selfish can I be? Oh, let me live the true go-give and let my mission be not to think, do I need her, but maybe She's 18. So here's your assignment, because who just came to your mind, write her down. I know you know, write it down. Directors too. Who just came to mind? Write them down. Those 2, 3, 4 names, right? And this is what I'm gonna say. Part 1 of your assignment is you're gonna create your chicken list. That will be done today before your head hits the pillow at night. Number 2, you're gonna create your list of potentials, because there's some people that are potentials that aren't on your chicken list. And I want you to have everything. Do you know what I'm talking about? You have a chicken list that you need to just book, and then you have a chicken list that you need to follow up to recruit, but then you also have a list of potentials. Are you ready? We've come almost to the end. We're not quitters. We're not campers. What are we? Climbers. We are climbers, and climbers what? Climb. You're gonna put on those climbing shoes really good this week. They've got those spikes in them. Get your backpack of water. Are you ready? Do not cheat on this list, because you're only cheating yourself. You're gonna call them all this week. Between today and next Friday, you will call everyone on that chicken list. And you will read that poem to yourself all you need to. And I will record it and put it on Voxer if you'd rather hear it in my voice. But that is what you're doing this week. Because you saw those women, I didn't tell them. Did I tell you guys what the assignment was? And how many of them said chicken list? That is why they're in their director suit, because they were willing to call the, that is exactly right. Okay, that's your assignment. I want to close with a little housekeeping. Today and tomorrow is post free on Voxer. Okay, today and tomorrow is post free on Voxer. Because I'm going to put out there the link, the assignment. It's due tomorrow at midnight. Monday, you can start putting all of your awesome stuff again. So on Monday, feel free to put down what you did Sunday and Saturday. Okay, so just save it somewhere like in your notepad. All right, our graduation. I want all of you back here July 11th for our graduation. Every single one of you. You will be in red by the end of this month. You guys, what started this was that Mary Kay gave me a goal to have 105 red jackets by June 30th. We are at 45 reds right now. So we need 60 more reds. Does that make sense? Like we need you at red, like yesterday, okay? So your goal is to be in red yesterday, okay? All right, and if you're already in red and beyond. I have exciting news. You might have noticed that a lot of things have turned to Dare to be Driven, Dare to be Driven. We're gonna just be combining efforts, and everything from now on will be Dare to be Driven. So our next Red Jacket breakfast, the Dare area will be with us here as well too, which is so exciting, okay? So it'll be Dare to be Driven, and our senior national day show will be here. My national will be here, so you'll get to see us working together. She has promoted a Red Jacket debut on that day. All new Red Jackets will debut next breakfast, okay, on Saturday, July 11th at 8 a.m. All right, any questions about all that stuff? Want to make sure you all have an invitation to be back here, July 11th. You just need a certain colored jacket to get through the door. Makes sense? All right, thank you guys for the extra time that we needed because of the technology. Let's close in prayer. Father, thank you for this morning, this time, these leaders. Thank you for these amazing driven team building experts. It's just such a joy to do life with climbers. These women, just looking at them in their red jackets today, reminding me of where they were and the climb that they've taken and the journey that they've traveled. Is just such a humbling experience, Father. And I thank you that you placed me in Mary Kay, that you have given me this opportunity. I'm so grateful that I don't have a career as most. I'm so grateful for this culture, for the life that we get to do together, for these women who just lift me up. And I pray that these consultants would go out of here with a fire in their heart and in their soul like they've never had, that they would feel so passionate to just call that chicken list, that list of potentials, and to make it happen this week. I pray that you would be with us the rest of this month. We ask you for all these things in the name of your son, Jesus. Amen. Amen. Ladies, make it a powerful pink and on purpose say, wait, 2 things. Don't say me about it. Number 1, we have to turn this room over and sign in SMLians. So if you all want, there's 2 places you can go to. the room next door, Jesus is there with stuff, or you can go outside, because we have to get these tables turned around. Directors, I need your help to get these tables done so the consultants can go shopping, okay? So directors come to the front, consultants go. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being with us this morning.